Tonight, on Be Something Wonderful, how faking it till you make it manifests your ideal reality. I am your host, Tom Kieran, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I started with a new coaching client today, and as with all new coaching clients, in the first session, they tell me their story, right? What's the story? Well, we all have the same story. We tell the story of how we want things to be different. We tell the story of the things that we want, the desires that we want that we don't believe we have. We tell the story how we want 3D reality to be different. We tell a story of wanting, right? And I always say, okay, tell me your story, but this will be the last time that we talk about your old story. Why? When you talk about a story, how you want things to be different, how you want your reality, your current reality to be different, how you want a desire that you don't have or want to be something that you don't believe you are, you create more wanting. You don't manifest, you don't create the state of having it, you create the lack or the state of not having it. You create more wanting. This is big, right? Thinking about things you want creates more wanting. Your story of talking about things you want or talking about how you want reality to be different creates a reality of wanting and not the new reality. Hear this, right? So that becomes your present world or your life experience right now. So what do you got to do? You've got to change your story into the story of how you want things to be, as if it were already true. This is like your imaginal act, right? And I get a little resistance here, and they always say, well, Tom, but it's not true. And I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you my story. But guys, you're making it all up. You made up your old story and believed it into reality. Hear this. It wasn't any more real than the new story you're telling. They're all illusions. They're all made up. They're all stories that you believe in and create reality out of. So why not pick the positive story? Why not pick the empowering story? Why not pick the story that puts you in the best light? Why not pick the story where you're living your ideal life? That's huge, right? So tell the story of your ideal desire as if it were true. Why? Because it is true, right? It is faking it till you make it, because you faked it into your life right now, guys. You talked yourself into your current life, right? It wasn't true until you made it true. It wasn't true until you believed it in. So you can pick any life you want. No facts are final. Talk yourself into your ideal future now by experiencing that right now, right? Believing it right now. Your entire future changes instantly when you choose your new positive story over your old negative story. Hear this. It changes instantly. You're not just changing the future, you're changing how you're seeing the world right now, right? This is big, right? And Neville talks about this story. It's perfect for this. From the scripture, the widow's oil. The widow's oil. The widow, of course, is a widow, lost her husband, and she was left with a bunch of debt. And the debt collectors were coming and saying they're going to take her sons and enslave them for payment of the debt. So she pleads out to God, and God sends a prophet. And a prophet comes to her and says, what do you have in your house? And she says, well, I only have 3 drops of oil. And he says, okay, go out and borrow some empty vessels, as many empty vessels as you can, and bring them back to your house, go in your room and shut the door and start pouring from those 3 drops of oil. Hear this. This is a beautiful story. What's the prophet represent? The prophet represents God, or your awareness of being. What's the widow? Widow is your current state of scarcity or lack or not believing that you are connected to that awareness, to that Christ within you, not knowing or thinking that that you only have 3 drops of oil, right? The oil represents the power and wisdom of God. So you believe you only have a little of that. You don't fully believe in that Christ within you in your imagination. Hear this, right? And it's the number 3 again, as Neville pointed out in other stories. 3 representing in Hebrew completeness or fullness. So you're already complete. You already have it all. You now just got to imagine it. Imagine your wish as if it were already true, and then you will have it all. So what does she do? What is she told to do? Go in the room and shut the door. Shut out the 3D world. Shut out your outer senses and start pouring. What's the pouring represent? Imagining your wish fulfilled. And as she did that, the oil filled up all of the vessels. There was only 3 drops of oil, but she imagined it in. She believed it in and filled up vessel after vessel with oil. This represents you staying in your wish fulfilled, staying in that faith, and then manifesting it in 3D reality. That's huge, right? What does Neville say? So how does this relate? That's you telling your new story. Even if you go, well, I don't know. Start telling it, right? Because you know that when you start telling it from the little that you believe it, the world will start showing you from that little faith that you have, will start generously rewarding you, or this is what Neville says, magnifying what you have. Just like those 3 drops of oil, that spirit and wisdom of God inside you will start magnifying it. And then the world will show you that new story. That world will show you the new you. This is powerful, right? Neville says that which you are recognizing as true yourself is that which you are experiencing in your life. When? Right now. The concept of yourself, the story you're telling yourself, that inner speech. That's why, guys. So since you create or make up reality with your stories, pick a powerful and a positive one, because none of them are real until you make them real. None of them are real until you believe them in to your current reality. That is how faking it till you make it manifests your ideal reality. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Hit us up on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen, our website at tomkaren.com or besomethingwonderful.com, or write me anytime at info@besomethingwonderful.com. I would love to hear from you, and I am hearing from you, and I love it. Until next time, guys, with great love, see you soon.